go. New Frankenstein rod. Now, it's the same quiver tip. It's off the Guru N-Gauge Specimen dual tip, 12 foot, 1.25 test curve. Now, I was using this. This was the first Frankenstein donor rod. It was an Advanta River Ambush, 7 foot, 1.75. And this brought it down to 9.5 foot, which was perfect for feeder fishing. Absolutely perfect. For big carp, little carp, it didn't matter. It was just perfect. But I've been doing a lot of edge fishing, and the 9.5 foot is a little bit too far out, and it's a little bit, you know, I'm starting to get faster now, and it's sort of like a bit. So I thought to myself, I could do with something about 7 foot. So I tried the River Ambush with its own tip on. It's just not got the subtleness that I need. It's okay, but you get spoilt by this amazing rod, basically. So what I'd done was, I thought I could do with getting it down a bit. So what I did was I bought the 5.5 foot River Ambush, which is a 1.5 pound test curve. It's got a slightly different, it's got a thinner butt compared to the 7 foot. So all I did was I cut off 160 mil. That's all I did. I didn't have to file it. This area, I didn't have to file like I did with this one. Just ever so slightly, I had to file it. So anyway, that's what I did. I cut 160 mil off, and it just slots in. You don't have to file it or anything, and it brings it to 7 foot, 7.75. So it's really 8 foot, because what you got to remember is it's a shorter butt. So the distance from your reel, from the handle, would be about 8 foot if you're comparing it to a normal rod. Are you with me? Because it's the shortness is on the end of the butt. You've lost it off the butt, but as you can see, it still goes. Can you see that? It still goes under your elbow. You don't need a butt any longer. We'll call it an 8 foot rod. Now, it balances perfectly, as you can see on that finger. Balances perfectly, and it feels so, I don't know, just perfect length to, you know, it's, look at, when that, it'll be just off the water. It's just perfect. So I'm hoping to catch a lot faster and a lot better today, but we have to see what the action's like. So that's what we're going to do now. See what the action's like. Right, showing you one little clip here of a fish getting caught. No, I'm not particularly bullying it in, but the next 2 clips are both 7 minutes, and in each one, they're totally uncut, and in each one catching 4 fish. I'm not getting them in as fast as I can. I think a better angler than me could even get them in a lot faster with this rod. I'm going to say it's got the capabilities of bullying a fish in. I say I'm not, but it has that capabilities. It has that capability to turn a fish, pull it out of weeds, get it away from any snags. Just a brilliant, brilliant rod, you know. In both versions, by the way, the 9.5 foot and this 8 foot, they're both incredible. And I've put a voiceover. I'm talking about why the shorter rod is so much faster. And I'm also talking about why the rod's so much of a better action. And particularly what I'm getting at is, as I see it everywhere I go, I see lads with fish coming off, right? They're basically losing fish. I don't mean snapped, getting snagged. I don't mean that. I mean just shaking off the hook. And I reckon, in fact I know, it's because the rods are too bouncy. Not too soft, yeah? As I explained in the voiceover, it's not about, I'm not talking about the softness. I'm talking about, it's a modern thing they have in rods where they're kind of like basically springy, you know? And I've had them, you know, especially in the 9 and 10 foot rods. They're just far too springy. Now, if you get a heavy lump of a fish on, it's not so much of a problem because the weight of that fish is enough to sort of stop the springiness. But when you get a fish, you know, like 2 pound, 3 pounds, 4 pounds, you know, that kind of size, when they're shaking the head or when they're lunging or moving the body quickly, basically that giving a spring in the rod. So for a moment you're getting a slack line, barbless hooks, remember, and that's how the fish are getting off. And if you're one of these people, just think about it. We've all followed the trend and we've all bought them. We've all got these kind of rods nowadays. And what I'm saying is they're wrong. Don't be a sheep. Don't jump onto the bandwagon. Get yourself a rod that's through action, progressive. Yeah, it's soft, but not springy. That's what I'm saying. when you're fishing right close to the edge like this, and I've got it tucked into the side, you don't need 9.5 foot, and even 9 foot's too long. 8 foot, but they don't do an 8 foot feeder rod. But the reason why it's so much better is because it's a softer butt and it's a smaller butt. You get more of a bend in the rod. It's just nicer for that. But with it being shorter, it's easier to cast. It's easier to put on your rod rest. You know, when you get a tangle line round the end of your last eye, it's easy. You just pull the rod back and get that line off. There's one less eye because say I've lost an eye off the butt section, and it's easier. And you know, when you put it into reverse, the line comes out easier. It's easy to put on your rod rest. It's faster on the strike. You don't have to switch the arm so that the arm goes backwards, you know, for when you're unnetting and unmatting, whatever it is that you do. Or you don't have to open the bail arm to give slack line. Just put the rod behind you. And you can't do that with a big rod. It's too heavy, so you've got too much weight. You're just going to... With a little rod, it's that light, you can do it dead easy. Unhook it, put it back, and then you're off to go again. As you can see, it wasn't a big fish, but you could see the bend. I was messing about with it deliberately to show you that the fish don't come off. It's not too springy, it's absorbing, but it's not bouncing. It's not momentarily giving the fish a slack line. You know, remember barbless hooks? These people that are losing a lot of fish, you see them. Just look at the rod. It's not too bendy. That's not the problem. It's too springy. There's a difference. Because the rod's short and it's on my chair, or it could be on a box, when you've got a bend in the rod, you know, it tightens up. Instead of reeling back or whatever, just move the rod to the left, yeah, or the right, whichever way it's facing, obviously. And that'll take the bend out the rod, yeah. If it's got a bend like that and you push the rod like that, it'll straighten up, won't it? It'll give slack line. So it's a much quicker way, but you can't do that with a 9.5 foot rod. So that's yet another advantage.